Yo duckies, Andi here, back with another video, and if you saw my previous one, it was about Streamer.bot, okay? But there was a huge thing. So Nate created Streamer.bot, and then he sent me a message. He was just like, oh, by the way, I've released the TTS as well. I was like, whoa, damn, hold up. So I'm about to show you the most advanced TTS bot I think I've ever seen. And there's that much to go into, I'm gonna have to split it across quite a few videos. So let's get it installed. I'll show you what it's all about. You will need to be using Streamer.bot for this, so make sure you have seen the previous video and install that. And we're gonna go all the way through this. Honestly, it's beautiful. So many options, you're gonna love it, okay? Put your rock over the stone, let's go. So before we just jump into this, I do want a special thanks over to Lifesaver. He spent some time with me on Discord just going through some of the options on this, and I was blown away, and I was like, whoa, bro, we need to slow down because I'm going to have to do this across a few videos. And obviously, huge thanks to Nate for making this in the first place. Go and check them out down below. I'll leave all the links, all right? So the keen-eyed viewers that watched my previous video will have seen the Streamer.bot website, and they would have noticed, oh, download Twitch speaker. What is this that we say? But this is basically the craziest TTS bot. I have been told that it will be merged in the future into Streamer.bot, but whilst Nate's building it all, everything like that, he's just leaving it separate for now. So it will be merged together at some point in the future. So we're just going to download it. Just press download Twitch speaker. Again, you need to make sure you have Streamer.bot downloaded, installed, connected to Twitch, all that jazz, and set up. So see the previous video for that. We're going to open up the zip file like we did on Streamer.bot, and you'll have all this stuff in here. What I've been doing is just copying all the files there and then creating a new folder. And I'm just going to call it Twitch speaker. Twitch I can't type today. Speaker, mind you, I can never type. And I'm just going to double click in there and then paste all them files just directly in. So you can probably see already I have got Streamer.bot open and it is connected. As you can see, everything is online. Look, it's asking to disconnect from Twitch. No, we're just going to leave that on. That's cool. And we're going to open up Twitch speaker. Windows is going to protect your PC because it's cool like that, but run anyway. It's safe. Don't worry. And it's going to take a couple of seconds to load up, and that's it. It's installed. I love it when stuff's simple, do you know what I mean? But simple is definitely not the correct word for this bot because it is insane. First things first, connect to Twitch. So we're just going to press the connect to Twitch button like so, and it should open you up into a different tab that you're open in Twitch. So if you're not basically logged into Twitch, you can press log out there and log into your Twitch account. Just authorize it, and then you'll get a little message in the top left saying you can close this window now, crack on back to your previous window. And we should have this, oh, we're all connected, all that jazz. It'll say all this stuff, how many subscribers you've got, because you're going to be able to choose who you want who you want to have TTS. Oh my god, I'm just choking there. So there's a few buttons at the top here. So this is a similar interface to Streamer.bot. First things first, we're going to go to settings. So this is where we need to set everything up, and there's so much customization that you can put into here, so I'm only going to go through a few of the steps. Please, if you want to know more about this bot, then get subscribed because there's going to be loads of stuff that I'm going to be covering on it and releasing plenty of StreamUp products as well. So we're going to press enable. So this enables the Twitch speaker text to speech. We can do whisper commands. So basically, if a moderator whispers you, they can actually trigger text to speech commands, whether or not it be add people to use text to speech or change their nickname in the text to speech bot, basically, and set up unique names for everybody. So we can turn that on if we want to. I'll be doing that again in a separate video. We can choose the output device, so where we want the text to speech to go to, which I think is pretty powerful stuff, like being able to do that. So I can just leave it on default, or I can choose absolutely anything here. There's a lot of inputs that I've got, so we can actually send it through to anything. So I could do system sounds if I want to, or it's completely up to you how you want to do that. The default voice is the standard voice that's going to be used, so we can select a voice just there, but we need to set some voices up first, otherwise it's not going to let us do that. So let's start setting some voices up. So on the right here, you'll see voice alias. These are your voices that you're going to create. So we're going to create a voice by typing in a name just here. So I'm going to call this default voice, like so. We can choose different outputs for every voice that we do as well, which is really nice. So, for instance, if you want a certain bot to just whisper to you that somebody's arrived into your chat and be like, oh, Andi Lippy's just arrived, and nobody else will hear that, only you, because you can send it out to just your headphones, which is super powerful, especially if you're a VR streamer. Obviously, this is where a lot of these bots were created for, because Nate, Lifesaver, they're all into VR and everything like that, so there are a lot of use cases for that, which I'm probably going to do a video with Lifesaver on, talking about a great setup for VR streamers. So if you are a VR streamer, then get subscribed for that. So I'm just going to leave it on application default for now. That is perfectly fine. We could choose a random voice and everything like that, but as you can see, there's no voices popping up from this drop down. So there's one more thing that we need to connect before we start adding a voice, and that is the speech engines. So it can support so many different speech engines, like you've got Azure, Watson, Google, Amazon Polly, and the SAP 5. So that's basically the Windows one. So we can actually just press that and it'll add it automatically. I will probably do more videos on Amazon Polly, Google, Watson, and Azure, because you can actually set them up for pretty much free. Okay, so if you guys want that, let me know in the comments below and I'll go through all that as well, and you can connect it just here. But for this example, we're just going to leave it as that. Jump back to voice aliases, and we've got the default voice. It's remembered what we put in there, and now we've got a drop down of two different voices. We've got Hazel and we've got Zira. So I'm just going to select Hazel, and I can press test speak.
This is a test message.
So hopefully you heard that in the video. This is a test message. We can put whatever we want in there so we know that it's basically working, which is pretty cool. So now if we press add, we've added the default voice just here. We can select what voice we want to add to the default voice. So we select default voice, and we're just going to use Hazel for now and press add. And that's going to add that voice to the default voice. So now if we go back to general and we want to select the default voice alias, we can see we've got the default voice that we created there. Now we've got a highlight voice. So if somebody does a highlight message or something like that, you can have a voice directly for that as well. So I'm going to go back to voice aliases. I'm going to add in a new one. So we're going to highlight this section here, and I'm going to put in highlight voice like so and press add. We need to add now another voice. So I'm going to just choose Zira as the separate one. We can test it again.
This is a test message.
So we've got two different voices there. You can change the pitch and the speed and everything like that. So we're just going to press add and add that in. Go back to general, and we're going to select highlight voice as highlight voice. Change all the volumes as well, everything like that. A really handy thing to make sure you do is have auto connect and auto reconnect. That just means that when this bot is on or it disconnects or anything like that, it will constantly try and reconnect back to Twitch, so it never disconnects or anything like that. You can also link your Streamlabs and Stream Elements in there as well and have them on auto connect and reconnect as well. There are a lot of other different tabs in here, as you can see, like ignored voices. So if you set up a ton of different voices and there's certain ones that you don't want, you can ignore them. You've got different speaking options. So this is pretty powerful. So we can do say everything. So everything that goes through your chat, this bot will repeat. You can have say username, so if you want their username to be said in it, you can do random voice, allow forced. You've also got replace name with nickname if available. So that is where I was saying that you can set up nicknames for everybody. So say if I'm Andi Lippy and I want people to call me Lippy, we can basically replace their username with just Lippy or something like that, which again, I'll go through that in a different kind of tutorial. So just play around with these settings to find what's right for you. This one's quite handy as well. They only say username if previous was different. So say if somebody's done text to speech more than once in a row and it goes, Andi Lippy said, how are you doing today? And then I did a second one as well. Rather than it saying Andi Lippy said, I'm really good, thank you, it'll just say, I'm really good, thank you, because it'll just carry on because I was the last person to speak. Really cool. We can basically do like ban text from being said as well, which I'll get into in just a second. We can give permissions, so not everybody can use it. We can set up regular users that basically are a group of people that can use text-to-speech. They can do commands, so if they do !say followed by something, it'll run through Twitch speaker and then be done as TTS. You can set it up as like channel points. It's up to you how you want to use the events, which we'll get into just now. We can ignore emotes as well, so we can ignore all them so it doesn't read all the emotes out. In fact, I'll leave cheer emotes on, and if you do allow first emote, if somebody spams emotes, it'll just say which emote is the first one there, which is really handy. Stops it from being like just overpowered. You know what I mean? So as you can see, there's loads of things. We can set up channel point rewards. We've got custom commands that we can use as well, and we've got all the different events. So for you guys out there that like to do text-to-speech for if somebody does bits or something like that, we can actually set something up just for that. So if we go cheer, you can see just here, we've got basically 3 different messages as standard. So thanks for the bits, thanks for the amount of bits, and the person's name, because these are the variables, they're in percent signs, and everything like that. So we can enable them, we can disable, we can delete them, depending on what we want. We can add our own message if we want to as well, which is really nice. And you'll see this wait section just here. Basically, all these messages just here, when we get a cheer now, is going to be randomized. But if we add a weight to them, it's more likely that one of those will be picked. So it's not fully random, if that makes sense. So you can completely do that. You can turn off different events. So if you only wanted it to work for cheers, for instance, we can turn absolutely everything off just here, like that, and it'll only work for cheers now. So now your text-to-speech will only work for cheers. So another thing that we can do to test if the voices are working and everything like that, if we go to custom commands, we can actually set up like a command. So if I type in here just test, so if I do !test followed by something, it's going to do a test command. We can set that to a specific voice. So I'll do it on my default voice. We can choose the permissions we want. So this is a specific kind of command. So we've got !test now. So if I open up my OBS and open my Twitch chat, and if I type in !test, this is a test for YouTube, and press enter.
This is a test for YouTube.
It is a test for YouTube, and as you can see, that is working directly through here. So we know it's going to work for when we've got our events set up. So if we get a cheer, again, you can change the minimum settings and everything like that as well. We can also see the history of what's been said as well. And also if there's anything in the queue of things that need to say, we can see there. And we've also got the event log, which has kind of got everything that's happening just there. So that is basically how to get the ins and outs set up of this bot. Like I say, there's a ton of different things. So we didn't even talk about the users tab. We can set up certain voices for people if we want to. So if you're connecting like Azure and everything like that and Watson, you can have a ton of different voices and set individual voices up for different people. Give them nicknames as well. So Exceldro, for instance, I can give him a nickname of Exceldronator or something like that if I really wanted to. I don't know if he's into that, but whatever. And we can actually set them up into different groups as well. So there is another thing that I want to go into in another video, because I'm getting pretty sure this is going to be a long video and we kind of don't want that. I want to keep it simple and let you guys start discovering different things that this bot can do. So there's something cool that Lifesaver showed me, and you can actually set up a channel point reward so you can allow people to start using text-to-speech. So they've got to earn a certain amount of points. So we'll say 10,000 channel points. They then can use text-to-speech forever or something like that. You can actually set up different groups of people, again putting them on different voices, so you can actually give everybody in your stream a voice. There's so many cool things to do with this. As you probably saw in my previous video on Streamer.bot, when it first started, I showed you VR Vlad's little BBC News type thing where he was using voiceover, and it looks awesome. Again, if you've not seen that, jump back and have a little watch. That's one of the examples that you can do with this. This is so powerful. Let me know what you guys kind of come up with. I know that this has been a basic overview just to get you started. So if you want to go more advanced, just stay subscribed. It's going to happen, all right? We'll go into loads of different things, okay? So if you want to support me, then consider joining Patreon and YouTube membership, whatever. It all helps me make this content full-time for you guys. And that's pretty much it. Put your rock for the stone, and I'll see you in the next one. Much love. I just want to say a huge thanks to all my patrons that help make this content full-time, make it free for you guys, and also a huge thanks to all my YouTube members. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for everything that you do for me and the community. Keep it up, guys.